I had just won a tournament. It might have been in Dalian actually. They've got some really good Wagyu. And I pick up the Wagyu, I go in and I'm just like, so good. So good.
Welcome back to the Casuals. Today is a big, big day for us. We welcome our first ever professional athlete on the show. But he's more than just an athlete. He's an entrepreneur who's on a mission to make pickleball the next big thing in India. Known for his infectious positivity and good vibes, he's also a bit of a social media sensation with his much talked about Instagram posts. Please welcome Yuvraj Ruia, aka the Prince of Pickleball.
Yo, what's up, my peeps? We in the podcast house and we're gonna have a good night, boys.
Let's go,
Thank
boys.
you for
Let's
having-
go.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yuvi, that was perfect. I was
That's
hoping.
what I'm known for, man. You gotta give the people what they want, dude. I can't tell you how many times I'm just out in public, I'm at a party, and they were like, bro, that yo, what's up, my peep? I can't get enough, man. It's taken over. Like, it's trademark, dude.
Yeah, it's your tagline,
This is
bro.
my tagline, man.
We should make t-shirts.
I love it.
We should
you
make
guys heard
t-shirts.
it here first, huh?
We should make
it's in
t-shirts.
this podcast spot.
I don't mind taking up that responsibility and making those t-shirts.
Let's collab on that,
Let's
bro.
collab
on that.
Okay, good. Love
One
the way
minute 1 minute in and we already got our first collab. Keep count, guys.
Amazing. Okay, so we usually start our shows with a little bit of this or that. I'm going to give you two options.
It'll be my first time, so excited.
Okay, we're going to give you two options and you pick whatever you want.
ASAP, right?
ASAP. This or that, feeling of winning a pickle tournament or feeling of a A5 Wagyu in your mouth.
Pickleball tournament all day.
Perfect.
As soon as you asked that, I was like, bro, I mean, can I answer right now? It's like, it's the ultimate high. And I can talk more about that as we go on.
Yes, for sure. Bad question, man. Bad way to start. It was too easy for him.
It was a little too easy. I'll tell you all a fun story though. I hope I'm not cutting off the segment.
No, absolutely.
So, every time like I'm playing a pickleball tournament and my best friend Anirudh's with me, he's like, how we celebrating, man? Like, what we gonna do? I'm like, bro, first let me kick butt and win this tournament, and then let's go get some nice A5 Wagyu, man. So it's more like one after the other. But if I had to pick, you gotta get the dub, man. You guys gotta get the dub. That's what it's all about.
So this and then that.
This and then that. Yeah, we can change the segment of this and then that.
So
yeah.
the Wagyu almost tastes better when you win the tournament.
Oh, 100%. 100%. If you lose and you go eat Wagyu, it's more like it's easing your pain, you know? It's more fun when you're like when you get the dub and then you go get that Wagyu.
You can't drink the glass of champagne before actually winning.
There you go. Exactly, man. That's how it is.
Okay, Zeus, you want to go for it?
Yeah, just a basic question. We wanted to know your pickleball journey. So how did you first get into the sport? What drew you to the sport?
Yeah, for sure. So I have a really strong table tennis background. Nothing too crazy, but I used to play like all the local tournaments in Bombay from the ages of like maybe 10 to 14. I used to train at Aryaman Billa's house. It used to be crazy, man. Like he had like 4 or 5 pickleball courts in his
Shout out
basement.
Aryaman Billa.
Shout out Aryaman Billa. And he'd have like 4 or 5 tables in his basement. Like 1-2 coaches come on, like 10, 12-year-olds going at it non-stop. Tops and Joe. Not kidding. We're not Chinese, but we'd have a good time with it. Yeah. So that was my background. Definitely developed some good hand-eye coordination and a love for racket sports. And then, I lived in the US for 7 years, studied at Northeastern University. Shout out Huskies.
Shout out Huskies.
And I was doing a semester in San Francisco. And my best friend Anirudh and I, we were doing a road trip from San Francisco to Arizona. So we're staying at the resort, just playing some golf, having a good time, doing some hiking. The resort had pickleball courts and free lessons. So we were like, dude, this looks like pretty fun. Like, let's check it out. Kid you guys not, from the moment I picked up the paddle and slapped that pickleball around, I was hooked, man. Like my whole universe literally came to the stars aligned at that moment. It's been almost 6 years and your boy has been pickling like every day ever since.
We
man.
see
no
it,
cap,
man.
no cap.
But
Yeah,
we see it.
Yeah.
We follow
See the
it.
dedication for sure.
Yeah.
And I can just feel the energy just
Oh yeah, dude, pickleball
envelop
like
me right now.
gets me going, man.
Yeah, I think you might be one of the biggest advocates for the sport. maybe in
yeah,
the
I
world.
mean, of course, dude.
He's a pickleball prince. What do you think?
Pickle Prince.
Thank you, boys.
So why do you think pickleball has been the fastest growing sport as of now?
Yeah, that's a great question. There are like a bunch of factors that go into that, but one, it's really easy to play. So you know how a lot of sports, cricket, football, badminton, tennis, squash, to name a few, they require some amount of athleticism. You need to be either strong or flexible or fast or something like that to even be able to play the sport. Forget being good at the sport. But with pickleball, it's mainly played as doubles. So the court is about 1/4 the size of a tennis court. So not too much court coverage needed on your part, and the racket is pretty light, or the paddle, I should say. The paddle is pretty light, so it just makes it for a really easy game to play. And then the second thing is it's really social. So again, I mentioned it's played doubles. You usually have multiple courts stacked together. Everyone's really friendly, so you just keep meeting new people, making new friends. And I think the fact that it's accessible for everyone, it's accessible for people who are maybe a little bit handicapped, who can't do a lot of other things, or people who are 60 plus, they are able to play pickleball as well and then get to meet people and have a good time.
Damn. I mean, so basically barrier to entry is close.
Very low, yeah, exactly. And it's pretty cheap as well. That's another good point.
Yeah.
Like again, like with sports like tennis and golf and stuff like that, it's ridiculous, right? It's so expensive to book a court, get equipment.
sure.
But we don't have this system that much in India. But in the US, they have a lot of public courts, so you can go to your local park.
Yeah.
They'll have about 6 to 8 pickleball courts, and it's free to play. So you just have to go with your own paddle. They have balls over there, and you kind of rotate, meet new people. Everyone's playing for free. So yeah, it's definitely inexpensive as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think another big part of that is a lot of men sometimes, because females might not be as athletic or as good at other sports. In pickleball, you can play with a girl, and she can literally be much better than you're playing with other males. So that's a great point.
So
also,
I think you might definitely get some heat. You might definitely get some heat
we
for
don't
that.
mind. We don't mind.
Yeah,
We don't
we'll-
mind.
we'll
Thing.
take
But
the
I'm trying
heat
to
for
say
you.
they're really good at pickleball. I've seen,
Nice, good save. Yes. No, yeah, absolutely. Like as you said, like even women like are so dominant in this game, man. Like you guys better not take it lightly. Like if you guys head out to the pickleball courts, y'all can get your butts whooped by some women,
Yeah.
dude. For
I like
sure.
doms.
for sure.
Zias, I think he knows a thing or two about that.
I've got smacked one.
There
two
we
times.
go. There we are waiting for that. Yeah, so it's definitely very possible.
And what advice? So you said learning curve isn't huge and super social. So what advice would you give to beginners who are looking to get into it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing that's good to know is it's easy to play, but hard to master, which is a good thing because it's easy to play. So at the recreation level, which is what most people are looking for, you're just playing pickleball to have a good time, get out there, get some movement, be slightly competitive. My main advice for everyone, unless you're like trying to make it your living, is just have fun with the game. And I have to constantly remind myself also of that. Of course, like I am a professional, not just as a player, but I'm involved in the entrepreneurial side as well. We'll get to that later. But I also need to constantly remind myself, like, when things get heated, when I really want that dub and maybe it doesn't come through. Very rare, but it does happen. In those moments, like I just got to remind myself, hey, the whole point you're doing this is because you love it and because you enjoy it. So don't beat yourself too much about it. Like just enjoy the process and enjoy the pickleball. So that's my advice to everyone listening to this. Like don't forget pickleball, and I think sports in general is just about having a good time. You want to get some movement. It gets the endorphins flowing. You can be slightly competitive, meet new people, get some fresh air. I think that's what sports and pickleball is all about.
There's a lot of synergy in the casuals and UV right now because we are also exactly about that. If you've seen our videos, it's just get together and let's have fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about, and I think that's definitely the biggest selling point in pickleball.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
the same advice you gave us actually before we started rolling the cameras. You said that you look like you're having fun here and it's more organic. It's not a big space, but you gave us the same advice saying don't forget the reason you're doing it. You're doing it to have fun. If you lose sight of that on the way, there's no real point of doing it. So I think that's
100%.
great advice. And I think even if you're at the very top, like you are at your sport, you can't forget that.
No, definitely. I think it's definitely a motivation killer. If you're not enjoying it, you won't be as motivated to get out there and grind, hit the training courts, do whatever you got to do. If it's not as much fun, you're not going to be as motivated, and it might just translate when you're performing and playing in tournaments as well. So when you're loose and you're in the moment and you're having fun with it, that's when you make your best stuff happen.
For sure, man. So let's get to your professional career.
We just want to know when you said you started playing pickleball with some of your friends. So when did you really decide that, okay, this is less of a just for fun thing? And when did you decide you want to go pro with it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually quite a funny story. So I mentioned I found pickleball, like it's been almost 6 years. I found it in 2019 in April. I was still playing a lot of golf back then. I completely switched over in September of 2019. And I was playing in the US with my table tennis background and playing every day. I got really good really fast. So when I was living in Dallas, Texas, about 2 years ago, all my friends were like, dude, you gotta play in pro tournaments. Like, you're so good. You like whoop all of us. Like, why are you even playing with us? You should be playing with the pros and stuff like that. But the reality is, like, I was still a very low level pro at the time compared to the US. So the US has all the best pickleball players in the world, for those of y'all who don't know.
Yeah.
And for me, the main fun of pickleball was still whooping ass and winning, man. Like, you know, I'm one of those die-hard guys who's super competitive. When I was a kid, whether I'm playing poker or chess or whatever, I'm playing FIFA. I was a hardcore FIFA guy growing up.
We should do FIFA
Shout
stuff
out
together.
FIFA. Yeah, for sure, man.
FIFA.
Shout out FIFA, man. Like, all the sober boys are like, yo, shout out FIFA, bro. That shit was for life, man. But yeah, you know, I was just super competitive. Like, I was one of those dudes who like going on YouTube, you know, like I gotta get that edge, man. I gotta kick my homeboy's ass in some FIFA. So super competitive guy. And for me, the whole fun of even playing pickleball is because I was winning a lot and I was really enjoying that. So even though I could have probably gone pro maybe like 2 years ago, in the US it's so competitive. I would like be playing at the highest level, but like not making deep runs, right?
Yeah.
Like I would be running into a top 10, top 20 player in the second round and getting my butt whooped. And I'm like, you know what? That's not really fun for me. So I held off on that, kept training, played some local, smaller pro tournaments. Wouldn't say that's my official debut into professional pickleball yet. And then, you know, my family calls me. They're like, man, you've been in the US for 7 years now. Like, your siblings, your whole family's back. Like, please, we are urging you to come back now. And I was always trying to figure out, like, how can I get more in a pickleball? And then the light bulb just went off. I'm like, you know what? All the best players are here in the US. If I move back to India, I'm instantly the big dog.
Instantly the pickle prince.
Instantly the pickle prince, because the Indians aren't ready for the sauce yet. So I tell my family, like, you know what, guys, I'm open to coming back, but I want to ride pickle and I want to ride it hard.
Let's go.
Like, I want to go all in on the pickle. You know what I mean? So my family, it's not ideal for them. Keep in mind, it's a like hardcore corporate family I come from. But they were like, whatever, just come back and we'll figure it out. So I moved back May 1st of 2023 last year. And my company, Global Sports, shout out Global Sports. Yes. So my company, Global Sports, I wasn't a partner back then because I had just met those guys. They were hosting a tournament on the 5th of May at Celebrations Club in Andheri, Lokhandwala. So that's actually why I came back on May 1st. I'm like, I'm going to run this tournament. And that's when I made like my official pro debut in a pickleball. And right off the cuff, like, gold in mixed doubles, got that trophy. I still have that trophy sitting at home. And second in men's doubles. So not too bad for just coming right back and getting
not too
to
bad.
it.
Championship and
It's
runner-up,
great.
not too
two
bad.
finals. Two finals. Those were the only events I played. So yeah, I'll take it. And that's when the whole journey with pro pickleball started.
So you entered the tournament of Global Sports.
Yeah.
And you whooped ass and they were like,
Yes.
come on as an investor, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You know, that's actually a really cool story since we're talking about like me as a pro and how I got into the business side of things. So I think my partners at Global Sports, you know, they saw I was a really good player. They knew the kind of family background that I came from. And actually my partner, one of my partners, Shashank Khaitan, we have so many ties. He's a big movie director and producer.
Okay.
And we were like distantly related, first of all. So we're kind of like long lost cousins or something like that.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, aren't we all? 100%.
We all are not Parsis, bro.
100%. So, you know, we were cousins. We had a lot of like family relationships. So Global Sports, the partners, they were really eager for me to join on. Like, as soon as I came back. But initially, I thought that, you know what, I'm going to do the whole thing myself. And when I say the whole thing, it's pretty much what Global Sports does now is we run facilities.
We can get into that.
Yeah.
We can get into that. We'll get into that. I want to ask you a little more about your profession.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You go off on the Global Sports.
I'll go
I have
off
so
on-
many questions.
We'll give you a
for
full
that.
segment
Definitely.
just for
Yeah.
that.
Definitely.
But this background thing was cool. I didn't know
Yes.
that's how it happened so organically.
Yeah.
You were just like, I'm going to take this shit over. Let me beat all of them first.
Yes.
And then they have no option but to bring me on.
Exactly.
I fucking love that mentality.
Thank you.
So right now, what leagues are you currently playing in? Last I heard you were in MLP Australia.
Yes, so I played Major League Pickleball Australia last season, which was a really cool experience. I got to go to Sydney, Auckland, which is in New Zealand, and then to Brisbane. And my stats were pretty good. In the first event in Sydney, your boy was the only male player to go undefeated. So I won all my doubles games, and then I did well in singles as well. If you go a tie break, like your team versus the other team, if it tie breaks, you go play some singles as well.
That's sick.
Yeah, even though I'm not a singles player, I got more points of Arman Bhatia, who's the number one singles player or number one pickleball player in Asia. He wasn't feeling too good on that day, so I took advantage of it and got some points.
Dude,
off
your
him.
vibes must have just enveloped him, and he probably didn't have any answers to
I
that.
think so. I think the moment was big, and so. Sydney, which was in February 2024, won all my games there, took my team to the finals. We came up short in that Dream Breaker, and then made the semi-finals
So
in the next
the
one.
tiebreaker is called Dream Breaker.
Yes, the tiebreaker is called Dream Breaker. Smart guy, huh?
Yeah.
Smart guy in the room. So it was crazy. At the end of the season, I had the 9th best stats amongst 48 players. So not the best, but I'll take it. It wasn't bad.
That's
It was
great.
all the best players from all over Asia and Australia. So very competitive field. And then they had the redraft this season, and I was very surprised I did not get drafted this
Dude.
season, even after I did so well. But wait for it, okay?
Okay.
So I go back for this the first event, which was literally like 2 weeks ago in Gold Coast.
Okay.
2 or 3 weeks ago. I go back. I'm coaching my really close friend's team, okay? My friend Mitch Hargraves, he's the captain of the Sydney Smash. So I'm like, I'm anyways going to be in Australia. I'll coach you up and stuff like that. So I'm coaching. And then for men's doubles, this guy called Kyle Yates. Shout out Kyle Yates, man.
Shout out
He's
Kyle
an
Yates.
OG homeboy. He was the veteran of pickleball, man. He's in the Hall of Fame of pickleball. And about 6 years ago, he was the number one pickleball player in the world.
Okay.
So his partner, unfortunately, falls sick. And literally, like, one day before the tournament, Kyle's going around being like, dude, I need a partner. What do I do? Everyone's like, hit the prince up, man. The prince ain't doing nothing. Hit the prince up. So I get a text message literally the night before, like, yo, you want to run men's doubles together? I'm like, let's effing go, man. Let's effing do this.
Thank God you didn't get drafted.
Yeah.
So wait, are you still playing for Sea Surge?
No, so I'm not playing this.
If you want us to start a beef with them, we will.
No.
Like, you don't have to say anything.
I appreciate
We are
that.
ready.
But honestly,
We are ready.
what's cool about pickleball is everyone's so friendly. Honestly,
Okay.
there's no bad blood. Like, we're homies with everybody.
Got it.
Like, I'm literally like, I have like 15 friends flying into Delhi for a tournament next month from like China, all over Asia, Australia, US, and I'm hosting all of them, man. That's one thing I love about pickleball is you get to meet so many people.
Yeah.
And people, we're all traveling all over the world. Pickleball is what brings us together, but then you can expand from that, get to know people, make friends, and that's kind of what's happened for all of us. So no, definitely tons of homies with everyone in Sea Surge as well. But I want to come back to that Kyle Yates story.
Okay,
So he
go for it.
He texts me, being like, yo, let's run men's doubles. And we end up going through an absolute tear of a run. We take out the number one Australian team in the semi-finals, 11-9 in the third, okay? It was 9-9-1, and the ball's at me, and I have a backhand, and I literally just whip it on the guy in front of me. That reel is on Instagram as well. And it's called a body bag in pickleball, when you just bag someone right on the body. And the whole crowd obviously was cheering for him since they're like the hometown favorites. I go back to the crowd and I'm like, yep, that's a bag. And everyone goes nuts. It definitely rattled them. Was able to come away with that game 11-9. Took us to the finals. We lost a tough one in the finals to Harsh and Arman, who are like literally on a tear right now. They're both from Bombay, from Khar. So we train together all the time. But yeah, came away with the silver for someone who even wasn't supposed to play. We beat I beat all the players who got drafted over me, including all the captains.
Amazing.
So obviously, yeah, that says it all. I don't even
Dude,
gotta say.
no,
I don't even
your-
gotta say nothing, man.
Your
Come on.
story is exactly like the guy who's right behind you, Charles Oliveira, or close enough.
He's a
where-
Yeah, I know Charles Oliver.
Yeah,
UFC,
where
baby.
he was almost discarded from the UFC, and then he just went on a tear and he like won everyone back.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Like a
Never
Tom Brady.
underestimate anyone. And always choose the prince. Always bet on the prince. Remember that.
So we're talking about MLP, but we want to know, how is MLP Australia different from MLP in the US?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, MLP US is just a whole nother league apart. Like all those players' salaries. So there are two versions of MLP US. There's Premier for the best 24 players and Challenger for the
Okay.
next best 24 players. Or maybe it's 48. I think it's 48. But anyways, so the MLP Premier players, like the top 10 of them, their contracts are like $1 million, $1.5 million
Damn.
a year salary. Any Premier level players making close to $500,000, at least 300 grand. And then the challenger level players also as well, I would guess they're making like 150, 200 grand, something close to that. A lot of clout and a lot of visibility playing in MLP in the US. And then MLP Australia, it's getting there, but it's not quite there yet. So you get an appearance fee of $1,000 for playing. And if you're the winning team, if you come first place,
Yeah.
you win $5,000 and then everything in between. So like for second place, I got paid out like $3,000.
Let's go.
And then it keeps going like that. So definitely a cool experience, but far off from the US. And I'd say India is catching up with the US in many ways. But
Let's go
the
India.
US cemented them, so let's go India always. But the US is just still pretty far ahead and has a lot of the top talent as well.
So you mentioned the challengers and the premier.
Yes.
So does it work as a relegation series? Like, how do you make it to the premier from the
Yeah,
challengers?
you just gotta get drafted by one of the teams.
Got
So
it.
you gotta just be, you gotta be hot. You gotta be playing well.
Got it.
You gotta be making some good runs, been making some waves, and then one of the premier teams will kind of take you on
Makes
and probably
sense.
transfer one of their players down.
So the MLP Australia is like a feeder league to
Yeah.
you get recognized here, and then you
In-
hope to get.
In some ways, to be honest, no one has like broken out yet. No one's like gone from MLP Australia to MLP US. Also, MLP Australia is fairly new. However, you do see people from MLP US come to
Got
MLP
it.
Australia, like Kyle Yates and a
Yes.
few others, for example. I remember when I was in Austin with my girlfriend and
Shout
my
out
best
Austin.
friend.
I
Shout
went
out
to college there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Was it UT Austin?
Yes.
Oh, great college.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah. Great college, man. So I remember watching, it was the first ever MLP that ever happened. It was only Premier at the time. And Kyle Yates actually made the finals over there. So he was on a hot tear back then. Was playing some really good pickle. And I think he also started to do some other things. And now he's just playing MLP Australia to have a good time. It also just goes to show like how much amazing talent is coming into the sport so quickly with so much money being pumped in. You have a lot of like ex-tennis athletes, like other athletes coming into pickleball and going full time with it. So it's very competitive right now.
You said you won $3,000 at MLP Australia, so you got 2 bags.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I got multiple bags. The $3,000 was add more. The $3,000 was for making second place, making it to the finals, and then we made it to the semi-finals. So we got paid like $1,800 for that one. So yeah.
So I know in one of your interviews you mentioned MLP India is going to be launching off in 2025.
Yeah.
So just some suggestions from team names for going off the Prince, theme. I want either Mumbai Dink Kings.
That is a great name, man.
Thank you.
That instantly makes it there. Yeah. There's no need to even brainstorm about that one.
And another option, if you don't like it, if you don't like Mumbai Dink Kings, I don't know, it's going to be such a hit. But the Gateway Gherkins. No?
I'd love to hear everyone else's opinion on that. I'm not too convinced on that one, but
The Kitchen Kisans.
that I can work with. That has some musty to it. Definitely.
Okay, so when is that happening? Give us more info on that.
Yeah, so we're working with MLP right now. We're just getting all the details kind of cemented, and that should be operational by, say, June of next year. We're currently focused on setting up our tour as well. So first, we'll be launching out a tour. Right now, we host like individual tournaments. We just had our Monsoon Pickleball Championship at Nesco Exhibition Center about a month ago. That event went really well. So we just want to kind of tie all this together
Got it.
and put out like like a 6 or 8 event calendar year in multiple cities. So we're just about getting that rolling. And then we're going to focus all our energy on bringing the MLP India to the people by June of 2025.
Amazing, man.
I'm
Sounds
definitely gonna register for
Oh,
it.
you gotta, man. I'll train you up.
Perfect. I'll definitely do that.
Dude, that'll be sick, bro.
Yeah,
Serious?
dude. It's like
For sure.
It's it's like IPL for pickleball. Like that's the best way to describe it. We are getting a bunch of celebrities involved. We love creating the vibe. That's what global sports is all about. If you come for any of our tournaments, it's more like one big pickleball party than just like a pickleball competition.
Love it.
We got the DJs going. We got the vibes going.
seen it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. You gotta have fun with it, right? You gotta have fun with it.
So on this podcast, we're a sports podcast, but we always like to shine light on Indian athletes because I think that's what we can do. That's what we should do. So could you tell some of the viewers who some of the most successful players, you spoke about you, Harsh, Arman,
Yep.
but some of the most successful Indian pickleball players from India?
Yeah, I'd say, definitely the three of us, like me, Harsh Mehta, Arman Bhatia, we've made like the most waves for India in terms of pickleball. In fact, those guys have like taken it a couple of steps ahead of me also. Arman being a very, very strong tennis player. I think he was like a junior champion or something like that growing up. And then Harsh being a national table tennis player. They came in with a really strong background. And I'd say they're the number one men's team in Asia. So they're definitely doing us proud. And the Pickle Prince is right there with them. So yeah, I'd say the three of us have been making a lot of waves. Also, shout out to my old partner, Mayur Patil. We've definitely had some good runs, come away with we won nationals last year, come away with a lot of big medals. Funny story, actually. About exactly a year ago, we were playing a huge tournament at Nesco, and it was me and Mayur versus Arman and Harsh in the finals of the tournament, like it always is. I always meet those guys in the finals. And actually, Mayur and I, we were up 10-7 in the third. So we had match point, couldn't close it out, had a couple of more match points, couldn't close it out. Those guys came back and won 12-10. But hey, man, that's just how pickle goes. And it was a good time. So yeah, definitely had some great battles with Mayur. Yeah.
Sick, man. So a little more on a serious note, do athletes make a good living playing pickleball in India? Is it a viable career path that people can chase?
It's definitely gotten there in the last 3 or 4 months. For me, I do it more for like the fun rather than, trying to make like every dollar that I can out of it. And I'd say my earnings in the past maybe 15 months is definitely north of $25,000.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd say like Arman and Harsh, they would be making even more than that. So you can definitely make good money by signing a sponsorship deal.
Yeah.
Paddle sponsors and apparel sponsors are willing to pay a lot of money these days if you've got the goods. And when I say that, if you're a talented player, they're definitely willing to pay like $20,000, $30,000, even $40,000 today to an Indian player who's got his pickle going on. And then even from prize winnings and stuff, for example, global sports at our tournament, 3 lakhs for coming first place in men's singles, 5 lakhs for coming first place in men's doubles, and about 3.5 lakhs for winning mixed doubles.
That's solid.
So yeah, exactly. And it's only going up from there. The prize money is only getting bigger and bigger. Sponsors are recognizing Indian players more and more. So I'd say that if you are a top 5 player in India today, you can make about $30,000 to $40,000 in the year, and it's only gonna get better with time.
For sure, man. With the way it's growing.
Yep.
I can't see it going any other way.
Yep.
Yeah. Just another question, a little bit off topic. If you could play a match with a doubles match in your team, your teammate, any athlete from any sport, who would you choose?
That's a great question. And I would have to go with one of my favorites. This might be a little bit of a controversial answer, but the GOAT, Novak Djokovic, man, that guy's just won my heart. Like, he's a physical specimen. His mental game is so on point. He's got that spiritual side dialed in as well. He always talks about, being strong mentally and what life is about, not just with the sport, but beyond the sport as well. And that's firmly what I believe in as well. We align in all our thought processes. So I'll have to go with Novak Djokovic. And not a bad partner, right, for pickleball. Like the best tennis player. I'm sure he knows his way around the court.
We saw Alcaraz and even Venus Williams play a bit of pickleball, and it seems like they're naturals.
Oh yeah, easy
now it's out in the
translation.
universe. So let's make this happen.
Novak Djokovic and the Pickle Prince.
Yes, it has to happen. Hopefully it happens, and we are there to see it.
Yeah, collab number 2. There you already have it. Word on the street is this might be a secret, but I don't know. I heard that Novak Djokovic might just be coming to Bombay on October 14th. Don't quote me on it, but a little birdie told me that. So
Breaking news for the first time.
Stay
Keep
tuned.
October 14th.
Breaking
Stay
news
tuned.
for the first time on
Stay
the
tuned for
casual. Many firsts for us. Our first professional athlete and breaking news.
Yeah,
We've never done this before.
Exciting stuff.
Okay, cool. That was a good summary of your professional career. Let's move on to your entrepreneurial ventures. Tough
Yeah.
word to say. Thank God I got it out. You're involved with global sports. Sorry for cutting you off earlier.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah. How you're trying to grow the game. Just go off. Just tell me what global
Yeah,
sports
for
is
sure.
trying to do.
So global sports is like everything pickleball. Starting from facilities. So we have about 50 pickleball courts right now all over Bombay, spanning from Lower Parel all the way to Borivali. And we're constantly putting up more facilities because pretty much all our courts are always booked out, which is the same story with paddle as well. Like these pickleball and paddle are so hot right now.
Tell us
So
about it.
courts are always booked. So we're putting out some more courts. Our biggest thing we do is the tournaments. So with the Monsoon Pickleball Championship in August and Indian Open in February, this time we just had 1,000 participants. So we're seeing much more participation in every tournament. We're able to raise good sponsorship money. So tournaments is really our bread and butter. We offer coaching services. So at all our facilities, we offer coaching and then we distribute all the equipment as well. So we're kind of like 360 degrees, like whatever you need in pickleball, global sports has got it. And kind of my personal baby that I really wanted to bring back from the US to India. And it's taken me a year to get this going, but I finally have the ball rolling, is basically my Pickle and Chill
Let's go.
indoor pickleball facility concept. So all the facilities right now, all the courts, they're like okay, they're outdoor courts. It's like really hot all over India. The bathroom facilities are like whatever, like not bad but not great. So I was like, dude, we gotta make something for our people. You know what I mean? Like all our homies like in South Bombay and stuff, they want that good. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Everyone wants that good. So I'm like, we gotta hook up like indoor pickleball facilities with good lighting, good bathrooms, and then we're going to have like food and drinks, a full lounge vibe. I'm actually going for the sports bar vibe. So, really focusing on like you can watch the cricket game, you can watch the football game, you can watch the tennis games. And yeah, just have the whole vibe as well. So it's more so like you're coming to hang out and have a good time and play some pickleball as well. Obviously, the serious pickleball player is welcome who just wants to grind his pickle. But it's more so just to have a vibe and have a good time with people.
Like the name says, Pickle and Chill.
Pickle and Chill, exactly.
That's
So-
awesome, man. Because that fits us. Like that's what we want to do, right?
Yeah.
We go for these outdoor shoots, and we record people watching games. And there are very few spots that actually do this. And you're trying to build something like that. So thanks.
Yeah,
if
no,
anything at
I'm
all.
doing it for the people, honestly. Like, I was like, yo, I gotta give this back to like all my homies and even all my parents and stuff, because honestly, like my parents would be down to play some pickleball, but the courts, like they're just not in like the best of conditions.
Sure.
So they're, and it's like hot and stuff like that. So like, my parents think twice, versus if we had like a Pickle and Chill going, I would feel very confident that my parents and all their friends would be like pickling all the time. So,
We're going to be there for sure.
oh yeah, I can't wait.
Collab number 3.
Yeah. Yeah, man. There's also, from a business point of view, there's such a big gap in the market for that.
Yeah.
So, like, kudos for recognizing it and going after it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and on Instagram we've been seeing the recent Monsoon League tournament, and that
Oh,
went
yeah.
off. That
Yeah.
looked like insane
Fireworks.
fun. So can you just tell us how that was? How did it go down?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was literally flawless, which is like hard to believe, but it really was. As I said, we had 1,000 participants. The tournament was at Nesco Exhibition Center in Goregaon. So we put up about 17 pickleball courts indoors. The AC was blasting, so it was nice and cool in there. We put up we had top pros fly in from all over the world. We had 2 players who are top 10 in the world, Quang Duong and Jay De Villiers. They play in like MLP US and Premier and stuff. So they flew down for it. We put up all the players at the Westin. Shout out the Westin. They were one of our sponsors for the event. Your boy hooked that one up. And so it was cool. We had all of us were staying at the Westin. It was a nice hotel. The event was really good. All the courts were amazing. Some of the matches were like high quality stuff, like pretty close to the level that you see in the US. We had that level over here. I was in charge of like player engagement, just like getting feedback, seeing how everyone's liking it, and everyone had like really good things to say about it. Even the amateurs, the amateurs, they play harder than the pros sometimes. Like I kid you not, I'll be on the side court just watching like your intermediate bracket go off, and these guys look like they're playing for $1 million. It is amazing to watch. I'm like, hey, I'd rather be watching this than the pro game sometimes, because it's all about the intensity, right? Like when you see that intensity, when you see somebody wants it, more hunger, like that's what captivates you. So it was so cool. Like even watching like just basic intermediate amateur games was so thrilling, and the whole environment, the whole setup was like really well done. So it went really well.
Next time it's happening, please let us know.
Oh yeah, we gotta get the whole crew in there.
Yes.
I'll give you all the Prince experience. Yeah, exactly.
Can't wait.
For sure.
Okay, so I know you're building a very special social media presence online, which is helping get eyes on pickleball. I truly love it. So do all the people present over here. And so do all the people I've spoken to and told, Prince is coming on. What do you want me to ask him? And everyone was, we got to get a little more context on his gram. So this segment, we've kind of borrowed it from another show called The Hot Ones. It's called Explain the Gram. We're going to pull up around 5 posts, and you just give us a little more context to them.
Yeah, for sure. So this probably might be my favorite segment. I just think it's a really cool concept. I've never seen this anywhere on the internet, on Instagram, where, in podcasts, obviously people do a lot of things on podcasts, but this is something new to me, and I respect it, boys. I respect it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So this is the first clip. We just want a little more context. I've never seen moves like this. It's really impressive. No wonder you're a pickleball player.
Thank you.
You can move like that.
Go on. For sure. So that was actually in Dubai about 2 years ago on New Year's. So I actually quit drinking alcohol about 5 years ago. Okay.
That's you. That's you sober.
No. Wait for it. But that is me as sober as well. I'm definitely like that sober as well. So my family was having a massive party, and they told me like invite all your friends, and it happened to be that like all the people who I grew up with, I went to school with, they were all in Dubai for that New Year. So we went skydiving and stuff earlier that day, which was really cool. And then I had about like 20 friends at our family party, and my parents invited a bunch of people, and everyone was like, "Come on, man! Like you gotta drink tonight." And I was like, you know what? Let's do it, mainly because I'm not much of a party guy anymore, and it was the opposite growing up. Like I was out at Tryst, and shout out Tryst for sure. Shout out. I was out at Tryst. Obviously, this is way back in the day, like 10 years ago. I'd be out, like love to be out at night, just doing everything and having a good time. But I gave up that life, got into the pickle life, the spiritual life, the working out, the meditation life. But I was like, you know what? I'm anyways going to need to be out all night. Like I'm hosting all my friends. I have become that guy who leaves parties early now and stuff. But I'm like, shit, I can't leave my own party. You know what I mean? So I was like, dude, if I'm anyways going to need to stay up till 4 a.m., I can't do this shit sober, man. So definitely, had quite a few drinks and was just vibing out. That's definitely me sober as well. But I was drinking that night, and I just had all my friends around, and the Prince likes to have a good time. I don't need alcohol. I don't need anything. If you ask me to sing, if you ask me to dance, if you ask me to perform, I'm just down, because I've got it. You know what I mean? So that was that. That was that.
If you've got it, flaunt it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so the next one is a little bit more of a serious one.
Oh, nice.
It's your...
Nice, we're going way back now. I love it, yeah.
The caption is, I got that healing energy, baby.
Yeah. I forgot about that. And I do, by the way. Yeah. People watching at home, your boy's got that healing energy. So, that was back in Boston in 2019. And it's something called sound healing or sound energy or a sound bath. And basically, it's where you kind of get into a meditative state, and the practitioner has all these gongs and all these bowls and crystals and stuff around them, and it just takes you into a really trance meditative state where you're kind of not fully asleep, but you're not fully awake. You kind of access your subconscious, and a lot of deep spiritual good stuff's happening over there. But yeah, I was really good friends with the practitioner, and she was like, dude, you're a natural at this. You've got that healing energy. So why don't you just come try it out yourself? So I sat with the bowls and with all the crystals and everything. I was feeling that energy. And yeah, that was that one right there.
Interesting, man.
Very interesting. Love it.
Also, shout out to my friend Tanya Mystery, because I actually went for a sound bath to her home last week, and she's one of the few people who's actually doing like sound healing or sound baths over here in South Bombay, and it was just a fantastic experience. I have so much respect for her, like the meditation journey she took on, her singing, her everything. It was truly a transcendental experience. So I highly recommend all of y'all, if y'all are curious to like what sound healing or what a sound bath is about, like Tanya Mystery hosts these in South Bombay, and I can tell you from personal experience, it is fantastic.
Is this the same Tanya? Sorry, maybe a little off topic. Is this the same Tanya Mystery that does agility classes for like pets and stuff?
Yeah, I think
so
it
she did
is.
it for my dog as well. So
Did
I used
she
to go to a house
really?
in Jew all the time on the beach.
Yes. That's her second home, but yes, that's absolutely
a beach
right.
home, and she
Wow.
used to take her dog on the beach.
Small world.
Small world.
Yeah.
Love it.
Tanya does a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Connections
is one,
everywhere.
This is one of them.
Okay, the next post is you in
Dalian, China.
Dalian.
One of my favorite places, by the way, guys. Dalian, China. Downing, this place is amazing. Thank you for bringing me here.
Would you like it?
Yeah, we're in a mall here in Dalian, China. And whew, check this food out. It looks so good. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. Good choice, boys. In one of my favorite places, Dalian being one of my favorite, because I won a big tournament over there. Had a lot of fans. Was definitely the crowd favorite. I had all the Chinese girls all over the Pickle Prince. No, in a very platonic way. I do have a girlfriend, so I just wanted to say that. But yeah, no, I was like giving out group hugs. Something new I've never done before. Just me and like 5 girls. I'm like, just come here.
Super platonic.
Super platonic. No, just hugs, guys. Y'all know what a hug is, right? Clothes on, everything. It's a normal hug, but a group hug. Not too many of those going around in South Bombay. You know what? Boys and girls, get those group hugs going. Honestly,
We're gonna advocate for
Collab
this.
lot
number
of
4.
love. Yeah, get it going. Collab number 4. Get those group hugs going. You feel a lot of love. You feel really good. That's what it's all about. So yeah, Dalian, a special place in my heart. And I'm a big foodie. I love food in general. I love Asian food. Some of my favorite cuisines would be like Chinese, Japanese, and Indian food, and some Thai food. So I was having some authentic over there, as you might have seen, some authentic Chinese food, and the slurp, which I'll do it for you guys. Wait for it. Let's build up to it. So I did the slurp first when I was having some A5 Wagyu. I had just won a tournament. It might have been in Dalian actually. They've got some really good Wagyu, and I pick up the Wagyu. I go in and I'm just like, so good, so good. So that one really took off. A lot of my stuff starts trending and taking off, but I got a lot of requests for that one. You're like, take us back to Slurp City, baby. I need more Slurp. So I got a lot of requests for that one, and I definitely just kept that as one of my traditions, as one of my go-tos. But I don't abuse it. So it's only when the food is really good and it deserves Slurp City, we go to Slurp City. And in Dalian, you go to Slurp City.
It's like the boom.
Boom. Yeah, have you seen that?
yeah, exactly.
You gotta give it a slurp. But
Yeah.
dude, whatever happens with the casuals from this point on, I think we've made it. We've
it.
seen the Slurp City live.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better
You
than
can go in
this.
peace.
Yeah,
You can
all our
stop now.
hard work, we are getting the dividends right now.
It's like a bucket list moment.
I love it.
Okay, next one is my personal favorite because
Nice.
I couldn't stop.
One of my favorite songs. hits every time. Yeah, you guys picked a really good one. This is the most recent post. It was actually on my birthday. So 12th of August, that's my birthday. Shout out Leo's. And yeah, my family, my girlfriend actually, Tanya, she organized a really beautiful dinner, not just for me, but for my whole family, my whole extended family, Dadi, Dada, Bara Papa, Bari Mami, my cousins who are like my brother and sister, everybody. And it was at home. And then, we had like a live singer and the mic was there and stuff. So the whole family started singing. They were like, come on, let's have some fun. Let's sing and everything. And then they were like, come on, UV, you sing. I'm like, bloody hell, it's my birthday. And you're telling me to sing. I thought it's my birthday. Y'all will sing for me for once. Because whenever it's been like my dada's birthday or a special moment in the family and they ask me to sing, I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I'm going to do this for you. I'm like, damn, on my birthday, you're going to get me to sing. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's do it. And I went with Yellow, Coldplay being like my all-time favorite artist and Yellow being one of my favorite songs. So it's just really impromptu over there. And actually, I'll give a teaser. Nobody knows this. I ended up singing most of the song and it turned out pretty well. So I was like going to post the whole thing and I was like, why waste the whole thing on one reel? You know what So I cut it into half. I've posted half and stay tuned, guys, because the second half of the Prince singing Yellow is going to go live. It's going to go out at some point.
It only gets better.
And it only gets better.
Second
I
breaking
saved the
news
best
on
for
the
last.
pod.
I saved the
Second
best for
breaking
last.
news. Amazing.
Pitch a quick idea. Collab number 5.
Ye-
Prince on stage with Coldplay in January for the second half.
Oh, we got to make that happen.
So Coldplay is confirmed to come to Mumbai.
Yes.
It just happened today. So that's what our producer Sattu just mentioned. That
Shout out Sattu.
Shout out Sattu that UV has to do collab number 5 with Coldplay live on stage.
You
with
know
Chris
we're
Martin.
gonna make it happen. I mean, I already jumped on stage with Justin Bieber, so
Let's get to that.
That's next. That's our next post.
Bieber was feeling those pickleball.
Oh, hell
Prince
yeah.
vibes.
Probably a bucket list moment for Bieber as well.
Exactly. Definitely, now 100%. The Bieber got to meet the Pickle Prince, not the other way around. So, you guys might not know, but I'm actually like a really big Justin Bieber fan. Like, not just recently, but like all the way through from his OG stuff, like One Less Lonely Girl, One Time, if you know, you know.
Sure.
Shout out to that OG Justin Bieber stuff. So since way back then, with the hair coming down and everything, we were vibing that stuff in school. So really love Justin Bieber. And then when I started dating Tanya, she loved Justin Bieber as well. So we really bonded over, just listening to his music,
Shout out
vibing
Tanya.
out. Shout out Tanya. Always shout out Tanya. Just vibing out to his music and stuff. So we were at the Ambani Sangeet. And Tanya was like, dude, we got to be right in front. It's Justin Bieber. Like, this is what we're here for. We love Justin and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, babe, of course, we got to get in like right in front. So we were like right in front. We clawed our way forward. And I'm usually that guy who like doesn't care who's performing. Like, I need to be comfortable. I need my space and stuff like that, especially at parties and stuff. But I'm like, you know what? It's Justin Bieber and it's with Tanya. Let's go. So we're all the way in the front. Okay. So we had perfect seats, perfect view rather. And Justin actually, he pulls Tanya on stage, which was really cool, and that's on my Instagram as well. And he pulls Tanya on stage and like they're dancing and stuff. And I was so happy for her, and I feel like she was low-key flexing that on me. She always says that she's the bigger Justin Bieber fan and stuff. And I feel like, she would admit it, but I feel like she was low-key like, yo, I had the ultimate night. And I was like, hold up, it ain't done yet, okay? So it's so cool. Normally you go for like any Justin Bieber Coldplay concert and there are going to be like 50,000 people there, right? It's impossible to be like front row, let alone have like a perfect view. But at this Ambani Sangeet, it was literally like 300 people over there.
Yeah.
Like the stage was right there, no security, nothing, like super exclusive experience. So like towards the end of the show, I was like, dude, the stage is right here, So I just jumped onto the stage and I was casually just watching the show from the sideline. So I'm like on the side of the stage, Justin's out there doing his thing and I'm just vibing. My view got even better. So I was happy with that. And then Justin comes all the way to my side of the stage and like he's singing with the crowd and doing his thing. I was like, damn, it's now or never, man. I gotta jump out there and make something happen. So I just popped out right behind him, didn't disturb him. So Justin didn't even know I was there. And I just swag out a bit, Prince style. Luckily, someone catches it on camera and then I just hustle back over. So yeah, I didn't even disturb Justin, but had a moment with him. And yeah, man. So I looked at Tanya and I'm like, who got the best of it now? She probably still did because he actually acknowledged her and like danced with her. But I'll take it.
In the video, it seemed like he was totally feeling your vibes.
Thank you, thank
so
you.
You didn't have to say all that, but
No,
amazing.
I wanted to give the truth, the real story. But yeah, that's how that
Keeping
went down.
it real. Love it. So Sattu has a few questions for you.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna pass the mic over to him.
Yeah, a lot of fun collabs coming up with the casuals and the
Bro,
Prince. Huh? Stay
so
tuned, guys.
his questions are basically we want to grow the game.
Yeah.
So they're based on that theme.
Yeah, so for context, I've never played Pickle.
Uh-huh.
The only Pickle I've seen is from your Instagram. So just from a viewership perspective, because honestly for me, I think watching sports for me is just way more fun than playing most sports because, you have to reach a certain level before you're good and
sure.
all that happens. So actually, one more question that I added basis your conversation. So it seems like a very easy sport to play, right? So in the professional scene, what is it that sets you apart? Like, what makes you be able to compete and beat other players?
Yeah, for sure. I think you definitely need all the shots down. So there's some nuanced shots to pickleball because it's kind of like tennis, but not exactly like tennis, just with a few exceptions. So you definitely want to have like all the textbook shots down. And just like with any sport, you can't just be hitting them. They've got to be really good and you got to make it every time. So consistency is something that definitely sets pros apart from average Joes. The other is having a good understanding of the strategic side of the game. So, everyone just wants to hit the ball hard all the time, but the court's really small. So actually just slapping the ball really hard isn't always effective. Knowing where to put the ball, knowing what patterns to look for, knowing your opponent's tendencies and kind of looking out for things, that really sets you apart from the rest. And I'd say those are the two biggest skill sets. One is just having all the textbook shots down and being super consistent with it. And the second being the strategy side of things. Obviously, as the game evolves, the athletic side is coming into the game more and more as you see all these D1 tennis players, tennis pros coming in. But for the longest time, like you could be a 35, 40, 45-year-old male or female and still being at the top of the game just by having these couple of skill sets down.
Cool, interesting. And also, obviously, viewers bring in the money, right? So
Yep.
what do you think it is about Pickle that attracts viewers or just sets it apart from any other racket sport?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. Unfortunately, it doesn't. So, I love pickleball, biggest pickleball advocate also, but I love to keep it real with everyone. And as of right now, for the past 5 years, pickleball has been more attractive on the playing side. So you see like so many people getting up and playing pickleball like year on year. The statistics just keep going through the roof. But the viewership is not quite there yet. And I honestly do think that pickleball is going to struggle a little bit on the viewership front. And it's because the only people who are really watching pickle are the diehards who play the game. It doesn't really broadcast that well because it's a bit nuanced and quirky. There's some kind of soft stuff called dinking involved. There's some soft stuff called dinking involved with it. So just with the whole way the game is designed, it's not really taken off on the broadcasting space right now, but we are also brainstorming on how to change that. Like with basketball, they came up with the 30-second shot clock to kind of make the game more fast-paced. And I think different sports have like gone through kind of tweaks and adjustments to make it more viewership friendly. So I think pickleball is also on that journey, and I think we will get there, but it's not quite there yet on the viewership front. So stick to whatever you're watching right now, Satu, and I'll let you know when it's time. But definitely watch the Prince when he's in action. Yeah,
For sure.
That's different. That's like more entertainment value. You know?
So I feel like since pickleball is, I have some ideas.
Yeah.
I feel like since pickleball is such a close-knit community, there's a lot of shit talking that happens between players.
Oh yeah.
I feel like if players get mic'd up, that would change it. If we have, that's one option. Then we have the commentators courtside like they do in NBA.
Yep.
So there's more player and commentator interaction.
Yeah. I really love that first suggestion because it's already been discussed a lot and it's something that I would love to see because in pickleball, you're only 14 feet away from your opponent. And one effective way to win the point is to body bag them, which is to hit them in the body. So just both those things being put together, it leads to a lot of chirping, it leads to a lot of banter and a lot of heated moments between players. And definitely if the players were mic'd up, that's so much more fun for the
For
audience.
sure.
Like when I'm watching the best players in the world play in the US, on those rare occasions where they are mic'd up and you can hear the
Yeah.
shit they're saying to each other. I mean, that's the stuff that trends and that's what everyone wants to see. So I think that's a like really good suggestion, and I think that would definitely help pickleball in the right direction with viewership.
Sick.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I think like every year when the tennis players do those exhibition matches with the mics on, it always ends up going viral.
Yep.
So clearly it works.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, at the Monsoon Pickleball Championship, we just did a little bit of an exhibition game. The Prince played in it himself along with the others. It was Team Janvi Kapoor versus Team Varun Dhawan. So because of my partner Shashank Khaitan, he works with all these Bollywood celebrities. He was able to get like Vicky Kaushal, Varun Dhawan, Janvi, Karan Johar. Karan Johar is our brand ambassador. So they all came out to endorse pickleball. And in that exhibition game, I added a little more sauce than I normally do, was getting the crowd going and just giving the people what they want. And they were definitely loving it. And when I go back and I look at the clips, it actually makes for some good entertainment value as well. So I think that's another good suggestion that, you know, more exhibition game kind of stuff where it's a little more fun, a little more interactive would definitely be good for the game.
For sure.
Yeah, cool. And lastly, so I saw the World Pickleball Federation started this thing called Road to the Olympics. So just wanted to see, what are your thoughts? Do you think pickle makes it into the Olympics in the next 10 years?
Yeah, I think pickleball definitely makes it into the Olympics in 10 years because let's be real, there are quite a few like sillier games that are in the Olympics than pickleball. And, you know, with so many people playing it, I think there are about like 82 or 90 countries or somewhere around there playing pickleball right now, and with all the like good athletes coming into the game and the game gaining popularity, I think it's only a matter of time before pickleball makes it to the Olympics. And I already know a lot of like really prevalent people in a lot of big countries really pushing towards that.
Let's go.
Cool. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it.
So, Olympics, Road to Olympics happening. Are we going to see you there?
Oh yeah, you know your boy's gonna represent.
We
man.
have. Yeah.
I've been training every day just to keep my form up so I can keep kicking butt. And Olympics, well, you'll definitely see me
We'll
there.
follow you there as well.
Yeah. Gotta
Whatever
get the
it is.
casuals. Gotta get the casuals.
So I know people have been complaining. There have been a few complaints about pickleball, specifically about the noise.
Yeah.
Is that a real problem, or is that fake news being pumped out by the tennis heads who just hate pickle?
Yeah, that's a huge thing, by the way. The tennis heads hating pickle. Like there are a lot of cases of vandalism and stuff in the US where, you know, tennis players will just come and like trash the pickleball courts and stuff. But in terms of the noise, I think there's some truth in that, and it's not the tennis players, it's more like the people who live close to the pickleball courts. And, you know, honestly, that is the best part about pickleball. When I talk to people, they're like, why is it so addictive? It's honestly the sound that comes off the pal. It's that tuck. You know, like a cricket, when you connect good in cricket, that tuck sound, like that's what you're getting every time with pickleball, and boy, does it feel good, you know, when you hit that.
I live opposite a court, so I hear it all day, every day. And,
He's like,
and
Tarasty, like, tuck,
I
tuck.
genuinely love it. Like it's like a therapeutic noise almost. You're just listening to it, and I don't see why people are complaining.
If you love
about
it, you love it, but unfortunately not everybody does. And no, it is quite loud, and I can see how if you live close to a pickleball court and you're trying to work or you're trying to sleep or just have some downtime, I can see it coming in the way. So I think there is some validity to that point that, you know, the sound from pickleball, I think it disturbs like the neighbors around the pickleball
Just
court.
shut your doors.
I've heard there are alternatives they're coming out with that
Yes.
do not make that much
Yes.
noise. Are they like? Is that going to affect like how you're connecting or anything like that?
You know, I'm so curious about that as well. I've seen all those
green
talks
zone,
and I've
green
seen-
zone rackets, right?
Exactly. The one is they're changing the
balls.
paddle technology, but they're also changing the ball. I think I saw a video of these guys. They've gone and made like a 3D printed pickleball, which is supposed to play really similarly, but makes like much less noise. So I haven't tested it out yet. I don't see it really taking off like
Okay.
for like majority of the people to be playing. However, I think that in those communities where there are complaints about the sound, but people still want to get their pickle in, I think this is the solution for those kinds of communities and places.
Got it, man. That was great. So now like coming on to your personal journey.
Yeah.
I know we spoke earlier and you said you're super into spirituality, and I see it on your gram as well. Your career is pretty unconventional. Your
Yes.
entrepreneurial journey, your professional career. So I know there are many challenges. I'm sure many people must have told you, what are you doing?
Oh,
Pickleball.
100%.
So, how do you stay on path to achieve like, okay, I'm going to make it big in pickle, with all those challenges and all those noises? Does spirituality factor into that?
I think so. I think spirituality definitely factors in, because one of the big questions you ask yourself is like, who am I as a person? And like, what is the purpose of my life? I think those are two really big questions that we all think about, either consciously or subconsciously. And once you get onto any spiritual path, those questions definitely come about. Like, I've been reading the Bhagavad Gita lately and studying it at the ISKCON temple here in Babulnath. Shout out ISKCON temple.
Shout out.
And one of the things we definitely keep coming back to is identity. So who we are as human beings, or who am I? And dharma, which is basically like, what is the purpose of this lifetime? So, once you have a better understanding of these two questions, and I won't really get into it because that's a whole other conversation, but once you really have a better understanding of yourself, it gives you so much more confidence into every aspect of life, and definitely into the career aspect, because then you start to realize that rather than going down the road that everyone is going down, you don't need to do that. Just because everyone's doing something, the herd mentality, it might not be for you. And it gives you so much confidence once you have a spiritual understanding that I have my own journey and own dharma maybe to fulfill, and any path or any career can fulfill that. I don't have to go down like, say steel and oil or technology or something like that to kind of fulfill my life's purpose. It can be something that really connects with me, and as long as I'm making an impact in the world, and I think more so as long as it feels right in your soul, in your heart, in your gut, then it's all good. And yeah, so the spirituality, it definitely gives me confidence and helps me stay down this road.
Love it.
That's
Love
a great
it.
way to put it,
Yeah,
man, to
man.
be honest. And before we end, we just want to ask you if you have any words for the haters who say pickleball is not a real sport.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, give it a try. Don't knock it until you try it. And if you think it's that easy, come play the Prince. I challenge you. You know what I mean? No, you might be like a crazy tennis player, crazy cricket player, crazy football player, but come challenge the Prince, and if you want. And the biggest thing is, yo, check out the money in this game. Like, you can, like, the number one pickleball player in the world is making like Ben Johns is making like $5 million a year. Is anyone really going to be making that much money off a fake sport? Like, the world's not that stupid, right? So there's obviously something there. If you can make that much money off it, if you can spread that much joy from a game, it's legit, yo. So you best believe it.
I mean, yeah, it requires athletic ability, cognitive skills. You need hand-eye
yeah.
coordination. So I really don't see the point in anyone saying.
Speaking about that, there's actually been a really interesting study that says that pickleball singles is actually, you burn the most calorie playing pickleball singles. So it raises your heart rate the most, and you burn the most calories amongst any racket sports if you play pickleball singles. So
It's almost like shuttle running. You're
yeah,
continuously-
definitely,
Not much time.
definitely.
Amazing. Cool, man. So, yeah. Shut up, all you pickle haters.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah,
See the money and then talk.
yeah. There we go.
But it's been a great interview with you, UV.
Yeah.
Easily my favorite episode so
Easily,
far. I can
same
say
here.
that.
Cheers,
The
guys.
energy, the vibes in this room have been top ever
For
since
sure,
you entered.
man. Always. And I really love what you guys are doing. Shout out the casuals.
Thank you.
I really respect y'all putting out
Thank
good
you.
content out there and being your authentic selves. I'm really big on that, being true to who you really are and spreading that in the world. So I think you guys are doing a great job, and keep heading down this path.
Cool.
Keep having fun with it. And, I'm always happy to be back. So whenever you want to run round 2, let's get
Dude,
it.
for
Let's
sure.
get it.
Say less.
I can't wait for Pickle and Chill.
Dude,
I will be there
Yeah,
for
sure.
sure.
Oh,
That
yeah.
sounds
The whole
so good.
world's going to be there. The whole world's going to be there.
Lastly, do you want to plug anything?
I got my plug right here. Shout out Global Sports. We're really changing the game. Biggest pickleball company in Asia, making good moves. Yeah, man, we're all about the pickle. And shout out Pickle Prince right here. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta hype yourself up. So that's about it.
Cool. Thank you so much to
Thank
Pickle
you, guys.
Prince. Like and subscribe, unsubscribe,
Subscribe again.
and then like again and dislike again.
Like and subscribe, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.